Welcome back, all my Phoenix fans out there, to the channel and to some more Planet Zoo today. We are here in my zoo I've been working on. As you can see, I've been tweaking around on our entrance a little bit here, making it a little bit better. I'm also going to do a parking lot. Yup, I'm totally going to do that. At some point in the future, when maybe we can actually get something that kind of looks like cars and stuff. I may just not do cars, but I kind of want to put at least a few out there. So, you know, we'll see what... People are getting stuck. We'll see what happens as far as like updates and stuff in this game. They did a huge update the other day, which was supposed to fix a few things. One of those things including being the X key not working. I'm actually not able to get it to work half the time. I have to exit. Like, I'll come into the game, and the first thing that happens when I load up the game is I can't click on anything on the menu. And then after about 5 minutes of not being able to do that, it crashes. It gives me the crash report. I restart the game. I get into the game. And then my X key's not working. At that point, I then have to restart the game once again. And then my X key is working. So, yeah, that update didn't do crap. So, it did fix a few things, I guess, in the game, though. I don't know. There's a lot of people complaining about something having to do with rocks and habitats. But I guess they fixed, they went back and patched it again or something like that without doing another patch or something and changed it back to how it was because so many people were complaining. So I don't know why they thought that was a good idea, but yeah, because I'm already having issues with habitats as it is right now. Anywho, let's talk about what we've been doing. So I've been, like I said, I've been working on our entrance a little bit, and I'm kind of liking where this is going. As you can see over here, I'm working a little bit more with foliage. I finished off our little flower gardens here in the middle with our lions guarding the entrance. I've done a few more things around on the buildings themselves. I haven't really touched that part over there, so don't look over there. Don't look over there. All right. We're going to go ahead and step into the park, though, because I want to show you guys the main thing that I've been working on this week. And it is not this brilliant sundial here, which again, I've been getting a lot of people asking me on Twitch when I'm streaming this game. Did I make the sundial? No, I did not make the sundial. The sundial was actually created by Plastic Swans. So again, same as last video, huge shout out to Plastic Swans for this awesome sundial. It fits so perfectly in my park. Thank you. Might be the last thing I actually use in this park that's from the workshop though, so we'll see. I don't know. If somebody makes some cool cars and stuff. I did see some cars, like some sedans and SUVs on the workshop earlier, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to use those or not. If somebody makes some cool cars and stuff, maybe I'll put some cars out in the parking lot. But as you can see here, we have our first habitat in the zoo. And I will freely admit that I had a lot more fun working on this habitat than I did working on my entrance. The animals themselves are just... It's more fun to play around with designing the enclosures and all that than it is actually working on the buildings, because the building mechanics suck in this game and I don't understand why. Again, same thing as before, the flexicolor pieces. You know, when I read about the patch notes and I saw something about more flexicolor or flexicolor stuff, I actually thought they meant they added more pieces that are flexicolor. And I was wrong. It actually just means they fixed the thing where you couldn't recolor multiple pieces in the same building or something like that. So it was something I had an issue with before, so they did fix that as far as I can tell. But they didn't fix having more flexicolor options. And, you know, the hotkey that they said they fixed isn't working either, so I don't know. More crashes. But, you know, again, I'm having more fun working on the actual habitats. Now, I know this is going to seem like I'm just complaining, but I mean, really, these are things that need to be said. I'm not complaining just to complain. I'm literally, like, I'm shouting out issues that are problems. I was talking to Estee and Wolf about this. Actually, I was messaging back and forth with him because I liked how he did his flamingo things. And I was like, hey, did you have any issues with your flamingos just not liking your habitat because of too many plants? He says, yeah. I did have that option, or I did have that problem. Ultimately, same as him. I think as far as I understood him anyway, ultimately I just decided screw what the flamingos think. I'm just gonna do what I want to do with their habitat. So they severely hate the plants and coverage in this habitat right now. They really do not like it. But I don't care because it looks better like this. Just putting down like more water lilies and stuff in the water to make it look more kind of like tropical like and aquatic and stuff, to make it more, I don't know, just to make it look more natural, really, is kind of what I was going for. They just don't like it. I'm really weird thinking on this, but flamingos are in Florida, right? Are there also not palm trees in Florida? I don't know. When I think of flamingos, I think of Florida, and I think of palm trees and things, and I typically see palm trees and flamingos together in photos. Yet, if you place any kind of palm tree down here in their habitat, they hate it. Oh, they hate palm trees. It's immediately in red item. It's like red flagged. And I don't understand that. I feel like the restrictions for the animals as far as their plants and stuff are a bit too restrictive. I do understand, though, or at least from what I understand, I should say, they are going to be working on a sandbox update for the next one, or the next update will have a lot of sandbox features added. Hopefully one of those features is being able to turn off restrictions as far as plants, so that we can put whatever plants and stuff and however many plants we want into the habitats to make the habitats look even better. It doesn't help anybody who's playing in franchise mode. I don't know why you're playing in franchise mode, but you know, if you are, it doesn't help you. But for those who are playing in sandbox mode to build beautiful zoos without restrictions, maybe, you know, if we can get that added, that's going to help a lot. Because I mean, even with I think their love of this habitat as far as plants right now is like 49%, and I think coverage is saying something like 20%, something like that. They really don't like it. So, and I really want to add more because it still feels sparse. If I had made this like less sparse, or if I had made this with less plants and stuff, it wouldn't look near as good as it does right now. And it's not perfect. Like I said, I still want to add more. It just would look horrible. It looks like there's no coverage whatsoever. So again, I think those restrictions are just a bit too much, and hopefully they dial those back a bit and let us do more plants and stuff for our animals, and just you know, make the minimum and maximum a little bit of a wider gap, you know, that way if people, you know, you won't have to get away with just putting the bare minimum, but yet if you want to put more, you can. I think that's the best way to go as far as that goes. I don't know. What do I know about running a zoo, right? I'm more of a coaster guy. Anywho, like I said, this is what I have been working on, our beautiful flamingo pond here, which is right as soon as you get into the park. Now, I was mentioning in the last video that my plaza here, my entry plaza, is based off an actual park, and I said I thought it was St. Louis Zoo. I can now confirm, yes, St. Louis Zoo is what our little bit of our entry plaza here is kind of based off of, with the way that I designed our like overlook here. And then we got the flamingo pond here as our first habitat. I've already got some ideas for our next stuff that we're going to be doing for the park. So I'm starting to get an idea of where I want to go with the with my zoo. I've got some loose ideas, very, very simple, loose ideas that I'm going to start playing around with and try to like detail them out a little bit more and see if I can actually do it in a game. So we'll find out by the next video, I guess, won't we? I had to place down 3 of these foraging ponds to cover all of my flamingos. I started out with 12 flamingos. I now have like 30 some flamingos. I think I've got like 32 flamingos in here. There's a lot. We're gonna have to start like releasing some in the wild. I also built this cool little like shelter back here, which I think looks pretty good. It looks kind of natural. It's very basic and yet still looks good. In order to build the roofs, I had to use these thin planks as well as art pieces. Yes, I'm yawning. I had to take the art pieces to get the kind of the shape I wanted for the roof, because it was either going to be too high or, you know, flat. And I didn't want flat. I did want a slight like angle to it. So I ended up using art shapes to build, and then using the beams to give it kind of that corrugated metal look on the top of it. On the inside of it here is very basic. You know, just doesn't need to be fantastic on the inside here. This is where our flamingos sleep. And of course they are sleeping on one leg, which I find hilarious. I don't know why they do that. But yeah, they do. We got little baby flamingos over here. He looks more like a juvenile more than a baby. But yeah, I guess he's a baby. So they're drinking their water in their food bowl, which never gets filled up because we got the foraging ponds, which they seem to... They drink more out of the foraging ponds than anything else. Are you kind of like a little bit pink, but also black? Or I think it's just the light hitting him. Alright. And that is kind of the way I designed it. I also built the entrance into the habitat into the wall. Using some clever little techniques there. Very simple techniques, but still clever. I was able to move the wall around just a little bit by separating wall pieces and stuff from the actual building, and put just enough of a gap in there to make that door look extremely natural. I really like that. That turned out quite well. We've got a bit of a space over here also. I think I need this to be a wider gap between these two things here, but we also have power over here, as well as water. That water filter is for our flamingo pond, and the power has to run the pump. In other words, it doesn't get any power, so I had to do that. And that's what we got so far. So our first habitat, I'm going to zoom out here real quick to kind of give you guys another real quick look at this. Like I said, I got an inkling of an idea of what I'd like to do as far as our next section, and I'm going to try to start fleshing that out a little bit more and seeing if I can do it. So we'll see that in the next video. I will probably start kind of working on it maybe during stream. I'll probably start working on it off stream and then continue working on stream this week. Don't know what my streaming days are going to be. I should be streaming on Monday, and then the rest of the week I don't know just yet because I am going to be working most of the week, so kind of go from there. Can't really tell you what my times and stuff for streaming are going to be because I don't know myself. All I can tell you is if you are following me on Twitch, make sure you hit that notification button and to be notified by email and stuff of when I go live. Also, join my Discord, and I have a bot that posts when I go live on Discord. So most of the time it does its job. And also follow me on Twitter because sometimes I will actually announce my going live on Twitter. I try not to do on Twitter too often though. I probably need to, but I don't want to be like, that's all I use Twitter for. So, you know, I try to just I've been trying to post more photos and stuff of builds and things on Twitter and just try to get more Twitter followers because I can't seem to get past 300. 302 I think is the highest I've had so far, and I've never gotten any higher than that. I'll get to 302 and then I'll drop by 5 people. So I don't know. It's really weird how that's working. I can't seem to get more of a Twitter following. But hey, YouTube's going strong. I think I've had 90 some new followers this month, so YouTube's going as strong as ever. I have seen a pickup on Planet Coaster on Twitch, as well as when I play Planet Zoo. I've seen a pickup in people as well, so just a slight one, nothing major, but yeah. And that's gonna do it from here in my zoo, which has no name. Still kind of trying to think of that name. That guy's got some funky hair. But yeah, thank you so much for joining me guys here in my zoo. I am gonna head out of here wherever you are in the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Hope you enjoyed this view. What's up everybody, thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, make sure you click that subscribe button down below and click on the bell to stay on top of all my new videos and live streaming events here on YouTube. I also want to give a huge shout out to all the names you see on the right for their support through donations, Patreon, and through Twitch subs. If you would like to join their ranks and you are able, you can do so by clicking on any of those links in the video description down below. No worries though, if you don't like giving away money like that, you can still support the channel by purchasing games or anything through Greenman Gaming, through Humble Bundle, or through Amazon by clicking on my links and making your purchase. A little bit of that goes towards me to support the channel. If you still can't get enough of me, you can always check me out live on twitch.tv and stay up to date with me on Twitter as well. Now that's going to be it, but I can't say thank you enough for all your support here on the channel. wherever you guys are in the world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you later.